thinking about talking him down some.
All right, yes,
So
nothing's wrong with that.
I told him I had to go discuss it with my partners.
Yes, exactly.
So,
And if you discuss with me, I say, yeah, get them down some more.
okay, sounds good.
No, but that's a good deal. Is it a two-bedroom or three?
I'm not sure what it is
Look at
actually.
the property info.
It's kind of
Isn't this cool?
I'll just call it. I didn't care what it was.
Exactly. That's the attitude you need to have. You know, some of you guys are just like, I mean, really beating yourself about trying to get all these information before you're willing to call. Just call.
No,
right?
I want money. I didn't care what it was. Well, improved square footage 0. It really doesn't tell anything on this.
Okay. Let me
So, yeah.
Okay. 1,000. So, yeah, just drive there and look at it. Inwood Terrace.
Right here.
Ooh, okay. This house does need a lot of work. We would be buying this out definitely for less than that, okay? More like for less than lot value. Offer them $3,000. All right. The house needs a lot of work, all right? Yeah. All right. You guys are done doing your research? What about that? And that one's sitting right there. Can't borrow it? Borrow it. If you don't have a laptop and someone who does sit next to you have a laptop, ask see if you can borrow it for a little bit to search for some of these phone numbers. Okay.
I called the neighbors, and they said they don't know. The house was on fire, and they don't know what to do.
Okay, okay. Well, you keep on trying to search for all the people you can find, and if you can't find it, and the neighbors has no information, then you send out, go home and send a postcard to the physical address, and put "Do Not Forward." Let me see if they have a mailing address. Okay, so send a postcard to this address, put "Do Not Forward," address correction requested, and see what comes back. Okay? But, 029, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, find, you continue to try to find them, and if you still can't find other people, then move on to the next. I mean, you don't have, all right. If you've done all your due diligence and you just can't find the seller's phone number or contact information, and the neighbors don't know anything, there's no relatives, and you send a postcard to the house and you still can't find them, move on to the next deal. Okay, move on to the next lead. Huh? Did you receive like these over here? These one single pages? No, not the one with the property info sheet. Like
was handed out this morning.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah, like this.
They were handed out first thing this morning.
Yeah, yeah,
There were two with pictures.
yeah. All right. Are you done searching? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Are you guys having fun doing this? Good. See, and you guys get to see success from other students right in the room. I mean, it happens that quick. And all they did was make the phone call. Yes.
We're passing out these things here.
Okay.
My name is Tamara Taylor, and I must have lost my brains while I was filling this out. I put here that I work with realtors only. I mean investors only. I don't put people in the back of my car and go find them their perfect house. If it works on paper, then I have investors. And what I do is I give them money back in the form of my commission, so it helps them do the little odds and ends that they need to do. So they usually do 100% financing, roll in their closing costs, do a lot of creative things, but it shows up on the HUD. It's legal. So that's what I do. And if you could just scratch out realtors, I work with investors only. Tamara Taylor.
It's being passed out right now.
Yeah, and the vendors list.
No, they're not the same. This Southern Street is this address. Okay, and this is the address for that property. These are six up. Now, these you have the property report. You have to research this. So I'm making you do different parts of the research. You didn't get the vendors list? Christine's passing it out right now. It looks like a lot of you guys are settling back in already. So I'll give you 5 more minutes and we'll get on to the bonus section then.
For the vendors list, for the first page, most of the phone number be cut off, so it's not a complete number show there.
Yeah, some of the printout. Oh, gotcha. Okay, the vendors list, some of these phone numbers got cut off. Tomorrow when I email you all your stuff, I'll scan it in a PDF file and email it to you, okay? So don't worry, if you don't get your vendors information today, you'll get it tomorrow, right? I'll scan it and email that to everybody.
Do you want me to write it down for you?
Oh,
Or do you want me to email it to you?
yeah.
Okay.
Sit it.
Tim?
You have 3 more minutes. You have a question? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have 3 more minutes and we'll get back because it looks like most of you are settled. We are doing the bus tour. So as soon as we've finished with the bonus section, then we'll go out there. The bus is out there waiting for us already. We have 2 big buses. Each of them fits like 50 people. So I can't split myself into 2 buses. So I will be in one. Christine will be in the other one with a walkie-talkie. And as I talk they're probably going to have an intercom, and I'll talk through the intercom with the walkie-talkie as well. And hopefully the other bus will hear me. And then on the way back to the hotel, I will ride in the opposite bus. And that way, if you guys miss something, that I'll be able to answer your questions. Yes, Ken. Yes. If you don't put anything, yes, they'll do it. But if you want to make sure that they do that and get it back, sometimes they will for. So it depends on the mailman that's processing it. But if you put "do not forward" specifically, then they'll get it back.
Tim,
Yes.
on the marylanddata.com,
Yes.
there's a lot of links I've noticed. What link do you click on to get the 550, the extensive report?
Well, once you log into your system and you click on the link to America report, you should be able to select like a complete reports. It's called complete or comprehensive reports. You see that? No? Let me see. Okay, so you make the outside look really nice, and they can go inside. They don't look that great. But so you can just fix just the front of the house only and make it look nice. Okay, so to get that curb appeal, you email it to your buyers list. You put a for sale sign in front of the house and all around the neighborhood, just like what I did earlier with the neon colored poster board. You know, and you can do similar things to sell this house. And you can do a big open house in the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. You put out at least 20, 30 signs all around the neighborhood, directional signs pointing to the house. Okay, you can also put it on the MLS with an agent and try to sell on the MLS as well. Now, when you put it on the MLS, I mean, depending on if the seller gives you a lot of time, like 45, 60 days to close on this house, you can try to do this. Or if you know that the deal is there, that even if you want to wholesale the deal really quickly, you can make money, but you have extra time, so you want to make extra money on the same deal. So you do the little prehab, and so you actually close on it, do your little prehab, market it for sale to another buyer, to an end buyer. Okay, so you don't do a complete rehab. But your exit strategy is, I know if I really want to wholesale it today, I can do that and still make money. But I'm a little greedy, and I want to make a little bit more money, or I want to maximize the amount of money I'm going to make. So I'm going to just clean up this house, and if I have to fix it, I'll just fix it a little bit and try to sell it to an end buyer, or try to sell it to another rehabber that just, you know, they just want to come in, put in paint and carpet, and rent it out, or, you know, move into it, okay? So that's how you sell as is. And I've already talked to you guys about how to, you know, how to make your fee if you're going to assign it to them, or how to close it again. Make sure that the buyer goes through an A credit lender that doesn't require seasoning of title if you're going to have to close on it and resell it. Okay, that's another way. I do this a lot. Yeah, I mean, so if I feel that I don't care to wholesale that deal in 30 days, especially in those moderate income areas, or in areas that the value is even, you know, up to $150,000, $160,000, I would do something like this. Okay. And you can also list it on Craigslist.org or Backpage.com, the couple addresses I gave you earlier. A lot of buyers goes on those websites as well to buy. One key thing with the MLS, if you put your houses on the MLS, is that I like and I recommend that you work with a real estate agent that pay the extra fee to be a featured listing in the Realtor.com service, because you get a lot more exposure that way. So you find an agent that have access to that and have them list those houses. Okay? Yeah, you find a real estate agent that has featured listings in Realtor.com. So you ask the agent, you know, what are all the ways that you market the house, or you're going to market my house if I was to give it to you? That's pretty easy, right? There's not much to go into there. All right, how to sell any home in 5 days. There's a book out there, and that's the title, How to Sell Your Home in 5 Days by Bill Efros. You can buy it from, you know, Amazon.com. You can buy a used one for like, you know, $3 to $5, or you can go to Barnes & Noble, buy one. I think it's $15 or so for a new one. And read that book. That book goes into detail in how to do this. I will tell you today how I do it, which is a little bit different from how the book teaches you. Okay, and so you can see. The way you sell this house is kind of like an auction, but it's called round robin bidding process. And what you do is you do a lot of marketing. So you put out signs. I put out signs starting on Monday. I'm going to do the open house on Saturday and Sunday. I start putting out signs on Monday. And I'll refill the signs. If it's a neighborhood that takes up the sign really quickly, then I will put out the signs either on Thursday or Friday. And if I have to, I'll put out on Friday night. And if it's a neighborhood that picks up the signs quickly, then I'll do flyers as well to the neighbors. And I'll, if I have to, I'll also do a classified ads for it. Okay? And so the purpose is 5 days before the weekend, you do as much marketing as you can to let everybody know that you're going to have an open house. You're going to do a round robin bidding, and you're going to sell it this weekend. Okay? So, like I said, I put out about 200 signs in the neighborhood, 1 to 2 mile radius away from the home. Okay, let me tell you guys this first. This strategy works much better on homes that are $100,000 or more. For homes that are less than $100,000, they don't work as well because your buyers don't really understand the process that well, number one. Number two, even if they do understand the process, there's a high chance that they don't have good enough credit to be able to get a loan to buy the house. So in neighborhoods that are over $100,000, and this can go up to $1 million neighborhood, you can do this. You just can't put out, a bunch of bandit signs in, $1 million neighborhoods. But yeah. But what you can do also, and I've done this in a $300,000 neighborhood that I did this in, I hire several guys. I make these like big signs. So similar to the small signs, but I make them bigger with a bigger arrow sign, and I have them hold it at the major intersections to point them to the house. So once they go into the neighborhood, then they see my directional open house signs, so they can follow those signs. So I have these guys, I pay them like $50 a day to stand there and hold these signs. Okay, so for neighborhoods that, like for some of you, a realtor in here, that if you have a seller and that needs to sell quickly in these nicer neighborhoods, and the price is not there for investors to buy, you can talk to your seller about doing something like this. You do not, it's kind of like an auction, but it's not a true auction, so you don't need an auctioneer license to do this, okay? Especially if you don't call it an auction. If you do call it an auction and somebody, you're going to get, sometimes some realtors will come and say, are you doing an auction without an auctioneer's license, blah, 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 or are you licensed? Just ignore them, okay? If you don't, you can tell them, well, this is not really an auction. I'm just having a big open house, and I'm taking all the offers. So you don't need a license. Even if you do a real auction, I think the law is something like, if it's a property you own and you only do like once a year, you don't need a license. Okay. So, okay. I'll also put out flyers in the neighborhood starting on Monday. Okay. And you can run classified ads depending on the neighborhood. Again, if the sign stays out there, then you don't even need to do the flyers and you don't even need to do the ads. But if the signs goes away pretty quickly, then you definitely will need flyers, and you will definitely need to run classified ads. And you just have a phone number. You can answer the phone directly, or you can use a voicemail system and tell them about the process. And I'll give you what to say pretty soon. So, okay. And you're going to show the home on Saturday and Sunday. I normally do mine from 10 to 5 on Saturday and Sunday. And that's the time when they get to look at the house and make the offer when they're at the house. And you tell everybody that the house will be sold on Sunday night to the highest bidder. So, let me see what's next here. Okay. All right. Let's go into the bidding methods. Chronicle? Yeah, Chronicle is good enough. because over $100,000 home, Quantico's a better place to run them. Green Sheet doesn't work well. No. Green Sheets works better for under $100,000 home. Okay. You tell them that only the buyers that have seen the house can bid on it. Okay? And they can bid at any amount at all. They can even put a penny if they want to, or they can put $1. But everybody come in, they sign the form, and so everybody can tell how much other people in front of them has been bidding on this house or offering on this house. And you tell them that they have up until 7 p.m. to place their bid, because at 7 p.m. is when you're going to make your phone calls to start the round-robin bidding process. Okay? And you tell them that you will not accept any bid after 7 p.m. on Sunday evening. And the bid is an open bid. It's not a sealed bid or anything. It's like a sign-in sheet that they will sign in and put in the bid. Okay? And they can call in and check at any time they want to see what the highest bid is. Okay, and you also tell them the house will be sold to the highest bidder in a round-robin bidding process on Sunday nights starting at 7 p.m. You can do this sooner if you want to, like at 6 p.m. or at 8 p.m. 7 p.m. is a good time because by that time a lot of people are done eating dinner. Also, you try to get 2 phone numbers because they might be out, so you want to get the cell phone number. And sometimes this can take a long time, especially if you call them and they don't pick up the phone. And, I mean, it can go to like 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes if my highest bidder, I just can't get on the phone, I will even tell all the other bidders that, we have one more person, but I can't get a hold of him. I'll let you know in the morning what's the highest bid is. So you can do that. But I'd like to get a price pinpoint that night. Okay. Every bidder will have the opportunity to top the highest bid until the highest bidder is established. So you make your phone call. Well, let me explain it and then I'll go through the phone call. All right. If there's more than one bid at the same level, then the earliest bid will be honored. Okay? And you tell them that all the bids must be $500 apart. So if you start at $127.5, the next one will be $128, etc. The highest bidder will be offered the home at the bid price. So basically, all these bullets, you have it in your binder, and it's also going to be emailed to you. Is you have this flyer with all these bullets at the house that the buyers will pick up and read. So they have all these instructions. Or when they call you on the phone, you can also tell them that as well. Okay. This sheet here will be at the house also. Okay, and it says only the people who have inspected the house will be allowed to bid on it. And sometimes they'll call you and they say, well, my friend is the one that wants to bid on the house, but he can't make it this weekend. Can I come and videotape it for him, and so that way he can see it? Yeah, that's fine too. And for them to turn in their bid before 7 p.m. on Sunday, okay? You don't accept any bid before Saturday. You only accept bid from the time you do the open house to Sunday. So you're only taking bids on Saturday and Sunday. Okay? And the initial bid can be any amount. Like I said, you want to encourage people to make an offer. Doesn't matter what it is, just encourage them to make an offer so you can get their name, their phone number, and the next time you have a house in that neighborhood, you can do it again, call them, let them know, and tell them. Some of them says, well, I'm not really interested. I'll ask them, will you buy it if it's a penny? Will you buy it if it's $1? We'll place a bid for $1. Okay? Not that I will ever sell it for $1. Okay. what if that's the only bid you have? Then you didn't do a good job. Okay, and I'll explain what's going on. If you do your marketing in the newspaper, and you don't get at least 20 calls, then you can cancel. But normally, if you put out 200 signs in the neighborhoods, I can almost guarantee you get at least 30 families to come in per day, so that you have a total of 60 families for those 2 days. Sometimes I even get like 50, 60 families to come in one day, depending on the neighborhood and depending on how long my sign lasts out there. Yes, ma'am.
Why would you want to put a penny? Wouldn't you want to start off at least 10,000 or even 5,000?
You just want them to make an offer. It doesn't matter. You just want to have that open up. You want everybody to make an offer. Even if it's a penny, it's okay. Yes, yes, you build in your buyers list. No, this is not a true auction, so there's no reserve. You're not. Well, I don't. I tell them this, okay? I tell them, look, you are bidding, and you're just making an offer. You're not obligated to buy this house, okay? And same wise, the seller's not obligated to sell to you. You're making an offer, and we're looking for the best offer, okay? Yeah. It's not an auction. It's not a real auction. You're just getting a lot of people to come and bid on this house. Not a true auction.
So what happens when you find a seller for the property? Do you make them put down any type of earnest money or a sign?
If you find okay, we'll go into that next, okay? All right. And for them to leave the phone number that you can teach them, you can reach them at 7 p.m. on Sunday night. And like I said, try to get their cell phone number too, just in case they're out, they're not at home. And they can call in to place their bid if they have already seen the house. And they have up until 7 p.m. to do so. Okay? The highest bidder on the initial bidding sheet, which is this one right here, will be the first one that you call when you start the round robin bidding. And then the second highest bidder will be the second, and so on. So, here's what you do. Once you've done your marketing, you did the open house, on Sunday night at 7 p.m., you call everybody up, you start with the highest bidder, you tell them that I am starting to make my calls right now, you are currently the highest bidder, and I will call to the second highest bidder to see if they want to top your bid. And let me go here because I even have the script here for you. If there's more than one bid at the level, then the earliest bid will be entered. And if somebody top you, then I will call you back and let you know. Yes, sir.
So when you're bidding, the first person walks in the door, they bid on the house, they bid $10,000.
Yes.
Second person comes in, they want to put a bid on the house. Do they know that the first person bid $10,000?
Yes, because that sheet is there in front
listed.
of them.
Okay.
Yes, it's like a sign-in sheet.
Okay.
You will see that, yes, you will have some buyers that are very unreasonable and they bid some low amount. But what you also find is a lot of people that are very serious, and they will bid the price accordingly, and it gets closer to the value. By the time that you go through this and you call everybody, you should end up with at least 2 to 3 serious buyers. And the price that they offer is anywhere from 90 to 94, 95% of actual value. So you are selling at a discount, but not a huge discount. I can't hear you. Can you go to the mic?
Tim, so let's say you got someone who did bid a penny for fun, just put a penny or a dollar.
Yes.
You go down a list and call everybody, and
Yes.
even the 1 cent bidder, you call him.
Yes, even the one that bid a penny, I'll call them, but I'll call them last. You go down from the people who bid the highest to the lowest. So you see the script here. You tell them, I will call all interested bidders into this. There's only one high bid, and no other bidders wishes to top it. All bids must be at least $500 apart. And so you tell them, and you tell them the current highest bid is, and whatever that amount is. Yes, and so $100,000. Do you want to advance the bid? And they already know they have to advance it by at least $500. So they'll say, okay, yes, $100,000 and $500. Or they'll say, you know, I'll bid $102,000. So you keep on doing that, okay? And as you do it, you enter the information here. So you put in the bidder name, their phone number, the amount that they bid, and so you keep on doing this, okay?
How do you consummate the sale exactly in a bid situation? You could just get a regular, you just do a regular sale?
Yeah, let's
It's no
talk about that
different,
after
right?
we'll go through this.
Oh,
Okay. Right now, you're just over the phone. You're just getting offers. Think about this. It's very similar to you calling the sellers to offer them over the phone right now. How are you going to get the sale? You're going to meet them tomorrow morning and sign it under contract, right? It's the same way. It's the exact same way.
If you don't start until 7 o'clock Sunday night, how could you, and you've got 100 bids, how could you have time to call them once, much less multiple times?
I normally have 3 people calling at the same time.
Aha.
So me, my wife, and someone else helping to call.
Do you tell them how much the property is worth before they bid, or how do?
They know that they're looking for houses in that neighborhood. They came from your signs. They kind of have, some of them have been looking for houses, some of them haven't. Some of them live in the same neighborhood, and now they want to upgrade or downgrade. So they know the value, or they have a good idea of what the value is. You don't need to tell them. All right, here's the ad that you run. Okay? This is the ad that you would run in the newspaper, just like that. And the book, this is the same ad that the book has, pretty much. Okay? Let's all see that. And you put your phone number for them to call you. This is an actual, by the way, this number 275 in this Aston Village, this is an actual house that I did. You want to hear about this this property? All right. The investor is a friend of mine. She bought this house, through a foreclosure, pretty good deal, and she'd been trying to sell it and couldn't. And so she was going to sell it to a buyer for $180,000, and the buyer couldn't get the financing. And she knows that I do these kind of deals, the way I sell my houses. So she approached me and asked me if I would do it for her. I go, well, I'll buy your house for $150,000 from you. And she's like, no way. I know what you do, Tim. Can you just do this for me and charge me a fee? I go, fine. I'll do it, but the least amount that I will, that I will take is $20,000 to do this for you, to do this auction. And so she agreed. I did this. I started the bid at $127,500. I ended the bid at $210,000. She got, after paying my fee, she still made more money than if she was to sell it to the other buyer she was selling it to. So she was very happy to pay my $20,000 fee. So here, you can actually make a living doing this. Okay? And you can charge more because the value of the homes are higher. Okay? So this is advanced strategies. You work really hard for that week, that's for sure.
Yeah, 20 grand.
Yeah, 20 grand. All right. This is the sign in the neighborhood. So you saw the ad, now here's the sign. You know, and if you can get poster boards and handwrite the signs, they work even better than if you print the signs. People think handwriting is just a bargain. It's like going to garage sales. So, you know, you can handwrite something similar to this, okay? And that's in your, yes, sir.
Tim, on these signs, why wouldn't you put the address? Since it's going to be an open house anyways.
Why would you put the address? I didn't.
Why wouldn't, oh, you did put the address?
I did not.
Why not?
Well, because I want them to call me. I want to get a feel for how many people are coming to the event. Because if they don't, yeah, look, if you only got 5 people to call you, you're not going to do this auction. You're going to cancel it. But if you got like 50 people to call you, at least 30 people to call you, you're going to do it. If 30 people call you by Friday night, you know you'll be able to sell this house. But if you got 5 people to call you, you cancel it. So you come out and put a big sign, cancel, no open house. And you find out what went wrong. Either your signs got picked up or your ads wasn't in correctly. So you got to check your ads to see what it says. And then throughout the neighborhood, this is what you put, okay? You want them to call you. And on the day of the auction, then you have the arrow pointing to the house, so that way they know how to get to the house. And you don't do any showing. Some people will tell you, can I see the house, please? Can you show it to me before Saturday? You say, no, I can't. I'm only doing showings on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, again, more directional signs in the neighborhood. Get them to come to sell. And so like the guy who's holding that sign, it could just be a blown up sign of that. Okay? Either that one or this one. That's fine. Either one of them. Have the guy hold the signs, point people to the house. The more guys you have holding the signs, the better. Yeah, $50 per day. Okay? Or I mean, if you're willing to pay more, that's fine too. And here in Houston, you guys are lucky. There's a lot of them, like in certain areas where they're just, standing looking for a job, any kind of job, you can get them to this. I didn't say anything. I just said they're looking for a job. And you can find them with all different ethnic groups, okay? Okay, that's pretty much it. What kind of questions you guys have for me about that? Is that easy?
When you have the people bidding, do they need to be pre-qualified, or do you take care of all that after the contract?
No, you don't pre-qualify anything. You want as many offers as possible because you guys want people to drive up the price. Because if you pre-qualify them, who's going to drive up your price? Nobody. You need these people to drive up your price. And then once you find the highest bidder, you tell them, okay, let's meet Monday morning, write it under contract. Then that's when you give them your mortgage company's information, or you give the mortgage company information, their phone number to call them and qualify them after that. And if they're not qualified, you move down to the next highest bidder. So you keep on moving down until you have one that is qualified. Or if you move down too far down, like you move down to the 4th person, and it's not the price you want to sell anymore, you do it again to find another buyer.
In that example, Tim, where did you come up with 127.5?
How did I come up with that? I just, I like to start about 40% discount. So whatever I think the price might end up go for, I take 60% of that, and that's what I start. You can start at 50%. You can start at,
Once you start at what you actually have in the house?
I'm sorry?
Once you start at what you actually have in the house?
Oh, would you start at what you have in the house? No. I'll start lower. Yeah, I'll start lower. Because you want people to think, man, I'm going to get a bargain. I'm going to bid on this thing. And you want them to think that. You want to get that feeding frenzy going, just like eBay. eBay works really well because all these buyers are bidding on it. And yeah, and they see the bid. So This is like creating your own eBay, with your properties.
Do you have some kind of built-in escape mechanism, so if you don't get a high enough bid, you don't sell to anybody?
Yeah, well, I mean, you just tell them that you're accepting the highest offer. You didn't say anything about selling. No, but there's no contract. All they did was made you an offer on a piece of paper. There's no written contract. It's not an absolute auction. It's not an auction. Okay, if you make a seller an offer over the phone, are you buying to that offer that you made over the phone? No. Then why do you think you're buying to this offer that the buyers are making you now? Yeah, or best offer, but there's nothing signed. Yeah, there's no best offer that you want. Yeah. If you're scared, if you're concerning about the or best offer, or best reasonable offer, their offer wasn't reasonable.